Next, I'd like to invite Senator Jim Beall to the podium. Senator Beall, as many of you may know, has dedicated his entire life to public service. He has been at the heart of every major transportation policy decision made in the Silicon Valley for the past 35 years. As chairman of the California Senate's Transportation and Housing Committee, Senator Beall was the lead author and was instrumental in the passage of Senate Bill 1, the landmark legislation signed into law in 2017, also known as the Road Repair and Accountability Act. For those of you who might not be from this state, this will produce approximately $54 billion over the next decade, all dedicated to transportation. Because of this innovative leader who put everything he had into this bill, we are going to make our roads safer, and there are already 6,500 safety-critical projects that are underway in the state of California. Please join me in warmly welcoming Senator Beall. Good to see you guys. Take it away.
Thank you, Dr. Philbrick. I wanted to congratulate you for coming to my hometown, San Jose. I should announce that when I was on the San Jose Youth Commission when I was 18, I drove around in the mayoral car. He used to let me drive around, and that was Mayor Norman Mineta. So many of you know Norm Mineta as the Secretary of Transportation and the mayor of this great city. So I'm sort of a Norm Mineta youth that he got involved in government service, and I think that's how. And then I met my friend Rod Dearden, and we became partners for about 30 years building the transportation. And it has reached a crux right now in California, and I think, you know, it's kind of everybody's anxious right now with the high-speed rail. What's going to happen when Governor Brown leaves? I think that's going to be a question, and I can assure you, there are a majority of the legislators that will support high-speed rail. There is support for high-speed rail. And we will hopefully have a transition with the new governor, and hopefully have our new governor support high-speed rail as well. I wanted to say that since I represent most of the city of San Jose, that the San Jose high-speed rail station, the Dearden station, will be the pride of San Jose. It'll be the largest transit station in terms of ridership, visitors and so forth in the western United States, outside of Los Angeles. So it'll be Los Angeles and San Jose will be the biggest transit centers in this part of the country. And we plan to do what I think we should be doing across the country when we talk about high-speed rail. And that's really explained to the public that it's part of a national transportation system that provides a critical connectivity with all the other transit systems in the country. In other words, as I told the governor, the high-speed rail isn't a single rose in the vase, it's a bouquet of roses, including all the other kinds of transit, together with the light rail and together with the BART and the Amtrak and the Caltrain and together with our commuter Capital Corridor train, our ACE train. The high-speed rail in San Jose is looked at as a part of that system of connectivity that we have that provides transportation connectivity and therefore higher ridership. The synergy creates that ridership. So I think for us in San Jose, the question is how fast can we build the high-speed rail? And of course, I'm noted as the guy that works on financing, as Karen said. SB1 was the biggest financing legislation in the history of California in terms of infrastructure, as well as the largest transportation infrastructure financing by any state in the United States, actually. So we have to look at how to finance the transportation system. And we're going to need help on the national level, I believe, in providing some form of taking all the revenues and support that we have, the local revenues, the private sector revenues, and pooling it together with support at a national level for a national transportation system, and creating an avenue to finance the project like it should be financed over a long term. It's going to be a long-term project. We should finance it over a long term. We should have the project, I think we talked about it, I've been talking about this for a long time with Dan Richard. You know, we could build the high-speed rail in California in 6 years, right, Dan? If we had complete financing package. We don't have to build an increment. We don't have to take a long time. We don't have to build it in phases. We can build it in 6 years if we have the complete finance package. So it seems to me that if we have national financing for modernizing and integrating our transit system nationally, and we had a financing vehicles that can be created for us by hopefully some good thinkers in our country as a national goal, I think we can do it. Don't you? Don't you think we can do it? We should have a national standard, and we should all work together, and we should work together. I remember Norm Mineta when he was chairman of the House Transportation Infrastructure Committee. He would come in and he would go out and visit all the Republican districts and all this is kind of what he taught me. I'm giving you sort of a thought process here. We go talk, we make transportation a bipartisan issue. A bipartisan issue. And it didn't have anything to do with partisan politics. It was like we all needed it, right? Didn't matter which political party we're in, we all needed it for the economy, for all the good reasons. So I think at a national goal, why can't the Democrats and the Republicans get together and create a national goal in a bipartisan fashion like they used to, where we have major Republican, major Democrats get together and they devise a joint transportation legislation? Don't you think that's a good goal? We should do that. And for me, that's how I did SB1. We got Republicans, we got all the great ideas. We included some of their ideas. They looked at some of ours. They accepted some of ours. We kind of blended them all together. We created SB1. I think we can do that at a national level. It takes some work, takes some skills, some legislative skills, but I think we can do it. So I wanted to say thank you for coming to our city. Let's support a national bipartisan effort to finance the improvement and modernization of our transportation system, including national support for a high-speed rail. Thank you very much.